what I would like to say today is Islamic School of Rhode Island has witnessed the first vandalism incident within 11 years of its existence in the same place and in the same neighborhood. It was a Saturday freezing night when a single person passed by to express his hatred against Islam and the Muslims. He painted the front and the side doors of the school with the worst and dirtiest words I myself have ever heard, seen, or read. As the school administrator, my focus right now is on how to remove the effects of this incident and how to provide the maximum safety to my kids. I'm sure the local law enforcement, the police department of West Warwick, the FBI, who are already with us today, will do their best to figure out the person who did that and the reasons why he did that. My message today is, first of all, to my parents and my students. I repeat the message for the community of Rhode Island and for all the states in the United States of America. To our guests for today, they will address this issue. But my main concern is a message that I would like to send to my parents and my students. And I would like to say that the school governance that consists of the Board of Trustees and the principal are working together, and they came out with a plan based on two main strategies to address the current incident. The first strategy, it says we need to build the bridge between us and the local community. We need to clean any kind of misunderstanding that may happen or that may lead to such incidents. We are working hard on that. We are reaching out to every organization around the school in Rhode Island. Today we have key figures of the interfaith of Rhode Island, the FBI, the local police, and we have a good relationship with the Catholic school next to the school, with the church, with everybody. We can reach out to him or to them. The second strategy is, I would like to tell my parents and my students, we are starting to review the security surveillance of the school. Right now, we started already. We are gonna have a review for the camera surveillance, our doors and windows. We are gonna raise the awareness and readiness of our teachers to deal with such incidents. We are committed to provide the most safety and security to our kids. And the most important thing, we are going to negotiate with the local police office in West Warwick if they can provide us with a school officer or a patrol that can give us and our parents a little bit relief. I would like to thank you all, and I will end with our greeting, the Muslims greeting, which is peace be upon you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming today. President of the board, and I just would like to say a few words. It's a very cold, very cold day. I would say that it was very heartwarming to see so many people coming out, speaking out against what happened. So I want to say, first of all, thank you to all the interfaith leaders, to law enforcement agencies who've been great, very supportive, to the Attorney General's office, and to everybody who's been in the community to show their support and say that this is a big support. I want to say that Muslims have been here since the 1950s. The first mosque was established in 1915, and we had another one that I know of, Province Mosque, was established in 1970, Francis Street in Province Round. And since that time, we've had doctors, dentists, nurses, teachers, people in the community who have lived here peaceful for the last more than 50 years. It hurts. It hurts when someone in the community that we live in comes to the school and writes the words he or she has written. It hurts. We are one morality community. Myself, everybody on the board, everybody in the school, every parent that we know of, they live here. They've been here. They have children that grew up here since 10, 20 years ago. College students. So it hurts. But I want to say that this was something I think every one of us, the emails that I've seen, the messages that I've seen, I think everybody agrees that this was that this took a different path. This was personal. This was towards children. This was towards, I think we can all agree that how stupid we as adults can be. We should not do that. We're all parents. I think we should respect at least Saturday in school, if not even Saturday worship, a basic worship, we should at least put that as basis of what this should happen. So, I think that we agree with that. I think we agree that children do have a special place in our hearts. But I think most people may not be the same faith. I think the other things may be yourselves, but we as Muslims, we love the Lord very much. We love all the prophets very much. Our children are made to us by love, but all the prophets are made to us by faith. It starts with the prophet Adam, Moses, Jesus, and the prophets. What that person wrote was writing something that we just about someone that we were. And a family member, when someone writes something bad about a family member, that's how it works. And I've heard right outside just told me a minute ago that he saw pictures when he stood in front of the school. I could relate to that. When I came here Sunday before I called the police, seeing it in front of your face takes on a different dimension. So I just want that person to understand how much it hurts. Maybe it works to him, but to us it's very hurtful. And I hope the Radical community continues to stand with us, and we wish to thank them for all of their support truly. And we've been getting calls from everybody. Yesterday I got a call from a veteran saying, this is great. So, with that, I just say again, thank you to the media for coming out here. It's special for this. Again, I want to thank all the faith leaders. Truly, it's heartwarming. I can't say that enough. It's just been great to see all of you behind me. I must thank you from the Board of Trustees and personally thank all of you and parents and people who are out there. Keep showing their support, keep talking about us, and keep saying so many great things. You must understand that your words in this difficult time mean a lot to us. So thank you so much for all of my hearts. So now I'm going to turn it over to Farah Zadi.
Mr. William, I'm going to be very brief. Just wish to make a statement regarding this issue. This is quite an aberration from what we have been used to here in Rhode Island, and we have different members of our faith partners in the community here who wish to also make a statement. But on behalf of the Muslim American Council of Rhode Island, and the Rhode Island condemnation of Vandalism committed against the Islamic school of Rhode Island, and the offensive speech written on the walls against the Muslim community. We recognize this is solely the act of certain individuals or individual we hope will show some remorse and some shame that he has or she has unwittingly brought upon the citizens of our school. Our school has been here for many years, as indicated by the principal. We are a credit to the people of Providence, property of Rhode Island, and will continue to remain law-abiding citizens. We are thankful to God for the great support we have been getting from all the people of goodwill of our state that has been founded upon the principles of freedom of religion. So we thank all of our faith partners, community leaders, and especially the law enforcement personnel for their tremendous support, and we thank you once again for coming out today. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for your show of support. As it has been mentioned before, Islamic School of Rhode Island is the only Islamic school in our state, in our small state. And the recent uptick in these kind of incidents is very disturbing and very alarming. So we stand together as a community in our prayers, and we stand shoulder to shoulder. To the person who did this, I want to say this to him or to her, that we have nothing but prayers for you at this moment, and we'll continue to remember you in our prayers. And if you did this to divide us in our interfaith community, you have failed miserably. But if you did this to unite us, then you have succeeded. You have brought all of us together. We've been together before, but this is a great show of togetherness. This is a great show of support for all of us. And to the Islamic School of Rhode Island, I want to say that you should know that we have your back and this beautiful interfaith community behind me, and our friends in the local, state, and federal government and law enforcement have ours. So we stand strong. Thank you.
I speak for the Board of Rabbis of Greater Rhode Island and the Jewish community when I say just how deeply distressed we are at the flagrant desecration of the Islamic school. The school is a place of learning, a place where our shared values of justice and righteousness are taught to young people. Such hateful vandalism is an assault on the beliefs we hold dear, and is a reminder that no one and no where is immune from such acts. We will together remain vigilant against those who wish to strike at the religious tolerance we cherish. I'm sad to say that the Jewish community is familiar with religious hatred, as recent events in Europe show. But it is with a great deal of empathy today that we support our Muslim brothers and sisters, just as we have felt their support in trying times for us. We are so very fortunate here in Rhode Island to dwell together in a respectful atmosphere of pluralism. We have broken bread together. We have gathered in our respective houses of worship to teach our children to love and respect one another, because we believe that religious freedom and diversity are at the core of a strong and healthy community. In a community that works so hard to build bridges, this deed is meant to divide, as we pointed out. And so we stand together today, Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, to say no. We will not let let it be so. We condemn this hateful and intolerant deed. We defy this prejudice, and we will continue to build relationships rooted in mutual respect and understanding.
As the Episcopal Bishop of Rhode Island, I speak out in support of the Muslim community here in Rhode Island. In much more disturbing vandalism against this Islamic school to provoke global conflict is being intentionally prevented by extremist people of faith for our community. It appears here that a single person has acted in a way that is essentially the support and response that others have called. It appears an act of retaliation against an act of violence that we fear is provoked by other acts of violence. Speaking as a Christian, our Lord Jesus taught us that my commandment was to love God above all else. And He told us we could do that in a practical way, by willing to love our neighbors as ourselves. Anything else keeps us away from God and into the realm of violence and death. It will take a great deal of spiritual discipline to not be drawn into the world, which is the duty of those who do such acts. We are all praying that God will grant us the courage and the will to resist. Pray that we can focus on what we can do to make this community, our community, stronger. Live into what America was founded to be, a place where freedom of religion was intended to put an end to religious violence and oppression and acts of hatred on all forms.
Steve Ahlquist.
Hi, my name is Steve Ahlquist. I'm president of the Students of Rhode Island. To the extent that I'm able to represent the views of the non-Canadian community, in our state, to not only in the community, in Atlanta, recent events here, as well as in North Carolina and Texas, I am proud to stand in solidarity with faith. Rhode Island was founded to be a safe haven for all people of good conscience, while lively experiment in the community. But sometimes experiments get less than desired results. That's the nature of science. We can sometimes learn more from our mistakes than from our successes. It is my sincere hope that today we might all learn something about tolerance and acceptance. Thank you.
The Jewish community of Rhode Island is saddened and appalled by the disgraceful actions of those who faced the Islamic school of Rhode Island in Oregon over the past weekend. Islamophobia has no place in Rhode Island, in our nation, anywhere else in this world. We condemn prejudice and injustice of any kind. It is simply unconscionable that the school in our state has become the victim of what appears to be a hate crime. This is especially true when the student population is so young, kindergarten through 8th grade. It is unbelievably sad. On behalf of the Jewish community, offer our prayers and support to the students, the faculty, the staff, and the administrators of the Islamic School of Rhode Island. Our thoughts and support are with the Muslim community.
I just want to single out one clergy person who was here but not speaking, Tom Miles, the executive minister of the American Baptist Churches of Rhode Island. There are other clergy here as well expressing their concern over this issue. As already has been stated, this issue would be heinous under any set of circumstances, but the fact that this expression of hatred took place and was directed towards a school where children go makes it exceptionally heinous. Some of you may remember several years ago, there was a very misguided minister in Florida who wanted to burn the Quran. And at that time, we came together as an interfaith community and spoke out against the burning of any sacred text. two boys. One was 6 and one was 8. And the mom told me that they'd been very careful about not talking about this at home because they didn't want to disrupt the boys. But they told me that the 6-year-old had come to the mom that very morning and had said to her, "Mom, I'm afraid to go to school because I'm afraid kids will tease me because I'm a Muslim." There ought to be at least 3 places where every child feels totally safe. Their home, their house of worship, and their school. Every single school in the state ought to be a safe place for children, whether it is a Muslim school or a Christian school, a Jewish school, a public school. Every school should be safe. And we're here together as a faith community to make our commitment to say that we will do everything in our power to be sure that every single school, that every single student will be able to go and feel safe, and that their place of origin, their race, their faith, or lack of faith will never, ever make them unsafe in those schools. We are so grateful for our neighbors in the Muslim community and for the others who have come to Rhode Island to make Rhode Island a better place. And Rhode Island is a better place because the Muslim community is here, and we are grateful for your presence. Thank you so much. And we're grateful for all of you who've come today to allow us to express together our mutual concern and a mutual commitment to continue to work together even more to make this a better place. Thank you for coming, and I'm sure that anyone will be happy to answer questions you may have. Thank you.
My presence here today is just to support the Islamic School of Rhode Island. We are working with the Westmoreland Police Department to investigate persons who committed this cowardly